So I was born in Germany originally in 1995, so I'm only 21 years now. And back in 2008, I moved to the US. And sometime in high school, it was my senior year, back in 2012, I started looking into stocks. It was just one of those things. I think some friends started doing virtual trading, so I looked into virtual trading. And within 3 months, I was up 72%. And then that's when I realized, hey, that's you should turn this like into more than a hobby, more than just like trading some fake money and making a lot of money off it. So why not try it for real? So after I graduated high school, I decided to take a gap semester, and I've had a whole semester of time to first of all, I worked a job, I worked minimum wage, raised a lot of money so I could fund my first trading account, and I also decided to take some trading classes online. Like I just took knowledge from wherever I could. I picked up books, I watched webinars, anything on YouTube. Basically, just like I wanted to learn as much as possible about the stock market and how to make money off of it. So I continued to like practice, and then come December of that year, I made my first real money trade, which was the Tesla. Like I was after the IPO, I got in when right after the drop. So I got in like basically at the cheapest point you could have bought it in the past 5 years. It was really good, and from then on forward, I kept practicing, using it more and more, and I wasn't profitable at first. I think for me it was I'm a very experimental person, so I always like to try new strategies and like find the one that helps me the most, and it really worked out because at some point in time, I did what I called like the 1,000% ROI challenge on my website, and within 1 month, I was up 250% because like basically up until that point, I was always trying new techniques, seeing which works best. So because I basically gained all this practice and all this experience, and like I took the liberty of being okay with losing a little bit, I now know like the different strategies that really work and put them to use, and like really create ROIs that crush not just the market but most other traders.
Awesome. And so you started just after high school, and you're a full-time college student right now, right?
Right, I'm still a full-time college student, so it was kind of an interesting story because, the average college student, I still partied, of course. I was actually a fraternity president, so I had plenty of that. But, I would sit in the library of my university while other students studied, or while they were just, sitting in their rooms playing FIFA. And I would just look at the charts, sometimes like 4 hours in a row, 8 hours in a row, studying the charts or day trading, taking online courses. I remember one night, for example, it was, I was in Creek Lab, so there was like a Creek Week dance or something like that. And I looked at the time like, oh, damn, one of our webinars is about to start. So I walked out in the middle of it and went to the library into a quick quiet corner. It wasn't the webinar, and I was actually part of presenting that night. So the coach called on me, and I was presenting my analysis and everything, and I was top notch. But the point was, it was always such a balance between things. On one hand, I was a very involved college student, but on the other hand, I would put that time in, because I think that's a huge thing. That if you want to become successful in trading, it's not just you put your money and you becoming rich tomorrow. It really takes that dedication and that persistence, that first of all you're going to take the time to learn it in the first place, and also stick through the losses, because I think there's some statistic out there that says the average trader takes 2 years to become profitable, but also the average trader quits after 6 months. So I think a lot of us traders get afraid after losses, or we're just so sick of it because losing sucks, of course, but when you can sit through those losses and find out what really works, that's when you can become profitable.